What's up everybody and welcome to my channel. My name is Ryan for those of you who are new, and if you are a returning subscriber, thank you so much for coming back. I really appreciate it. In today's video, we are going to be kind of decorating and cleaning my boy's room. Now, I have been saying this for so many videos I think now, but we recently moved about 6 to 7 months ago, and I have just been kind of taking my time, so to speak, of decorating my home. And so the boys spent last Sunday out with their dad, and it kind of gave me a little time and downtime for myself, and I wanted to take advantage of that and kind of just get their room organized and ready for school to start. So without further ado, let's just jump right into this. So the first thing that you see me do was put the comforter into the laundry. The day before, I actually washed everybody's sheets and I made sure everything was clean. But for some reason, something always happens, and my little guy here, he actually got bananas all over the comforter. So what I did was I had to wash it. I wasn't gonna wash it this week because I try not to wash the comforters too much. But like I said, school is starting, so I just wanted to make sure everything was nicely clean and organized. So usually my children, they are responsible for making sure their room is nice and clean. That means in the morning they need to make their beds, and at night they need to pick up their toys. Now my oldest, I usually don't have a problem with him making sure everything is nice and tidy. He actually does it on his own. But my middle child, he kind of struggles a little bit and kind of gives me a hard time. So what I did was I told them that if they pick up their stuff and make sure their room is nicely clean every single night before they go to bed, and their beds are made in the day after they get up out of bed, that I will reward them with $5. Now the great thing about this is, one, they're super excited because now they have their own money that they're working for, and two, it gives them a sense of responsibility. I say if you're struggling with your children, try something like this at home. Maybe it's ice cream. It doesn't have to be money. But for me, money is better because then they get to make the choices on their own of where, when, and what they want to spend their money on. So the first thing that I'm going to do is kind of take everything out of the closet, because let's just be honest, when you are trying to organize something, the easiest thing to do is make sure your space is completely clear. And the only thing I'm going to leave in there is their shirts and jackets, but everything else, it must come out. So the first thing I'm going to do is just vacuum out their closet a little bit, because let's just be honest, boys will be boys, and quite honestly, I have found like strawberry peels and seeds and all types of things in their room. So I just want to make sure it's nice and clean, and then I'm also going to just organize their clothes a little bit. Anything that's old, I'm going to kind of get rid of or pass it down to the younger child, because their stuff doesn't get worn and torn too badly. I try to keep up with their stuff. Like, they do have a set of play clothes, and then like if we ever go out or doing something nice, they have their nice set of clothes. So that's just what I'm doing here. So if you guys don't know by now, I do have OCD. I have not been diagnosed with it, but I really truly believe I do. So now that their clothes are nicely color coordinated and organized, I am just gonna try to figure out and put their stuff back as neatly as possible in their closet. Now, before all of this, I did have most of their toys out in their room, but that just caused a lot of chaos and a lot of clutter. And so what I'm gonna do is all their toys in bins, I'm just gonna put them in their closet, and then obviously, which you guys probably know by now if you've been watching my videos for a while, that their stuff is separated. So I'm putting all their costumes in one bin, and then just kind of organizing everything else by category. Now, for those of you who do not know, I do homeschool my children, and because I have 3 boys, I am trying to save as much as possible. So repurposing things is one of the things on the top of my list when it comes to school supplies and teaching my kids. Now, I put all their puzzles and math and phonics games at the very top. Of course, they're very fun for them, but like I said before, I am trying to repurpose these things because let's just be honest, school is not cheap. Teaching your kids is not cheap. So I'm going to just repurpose everything and try to take as good of care of things as much as possible. Now, before I did have it lower where they were able to reach, but I'm just going to be honest, they ripped the boxes that a lot of the stuff came in, and I'm just trying to preserve as much as possible. So when you're organizing, you don't necessarily need to go out and buy new storage bins or anything like that. Sometimes you just got to use what you have. I am definitely a mom on a budget. I am trying to invest in learning and educational things for them. So I'm not really going to be spending my money on storage bins. I'm going to be spending my money on books and educational toys and, etc., things like that. So I just use their backpacks because your girl is on a budget. And then what you see here is that I did put up some shelves for them, and I did let them before they left, I did ask them what were 2 things that they wanted to put on their shelves. And my oldest, he's obsessed with dinosaurs, so I put up a dinosaur book and his dinosaur mask. And then my middle child, he's obsessed with Toy Story, so we put up some Buzz Lightyear stuff and a couple of books, and then I added a picture. So I'm not quite finished with everything, but that's just kind of where we are now. And then what I did was go ahead and organize their books. I love this bookshelf. My mom actually gave it to me. She is actually an interior designer or just an overall designer. She does weddings and parties and interior design for a lot of different people. And I kind of got lucky, and this was a gift from her. And so I really love it, and the kids love it. And yeah. So one thing that my kids struggle with is that when they love something, they really love something. Like they can become obsessed with it. And so what I've been trying to do lately is just kind of buy them stuff like game boards and get them their mind kind of out of that one particular thing. I mean, I'm telling you, when they love something, they become obsessed with it. So I have been trying to kind of steer them away from that. Let me know down in the comments if your kids are just the same way. Is that a kid thing, or is that just their personalities? So in a couple of videos ago, if not the last one, I did mention that I did declutter a lot of the books and toys in my boys' room. And what I am trying to do is rebuild their book collection or book library, whatever you want to call it. Now, if you guys are looking for cheap books or a cheap way to get new books, try your local library. I mean, the books are 25 cents each. 25 cents each, and sometimes they're even cheaper than that. So try there first before you go to these higher end stores like Target or the Goodwill or I don't know, wherever they sell books. Home Goods is also another one of my favorites, but they are a little bit more pricier. Let me know down in the comments if you have any book recommendations for boys or just, 4 to 6 year olds in general. Okay, let me know down in the comments if vacuuming the floor and seeing those little lines is super satisfying for you guys, because for me, this is so satisfying. I just love it. I can vacuum all day just to make sure I have those lines in the carpet. But now that I'm pretty much done picking up their toys and organizing everything, I'm just going to hang a few decor pieces. I hung this lion picture in their room. It's been just sitting like on the side behind their bed for so long. I'm so sorry. I feel so bad because they're like, put it up, we want to hang it. And so I finally did, and I took the time out today. And then I'm also going to hang this whiteboard, and I am going to be getting another whiteboard that's for their school. and it just hasn't came in yet. But for the most part, I just put the ABC's magnets on there, and they are loving it. Like, they are really appreciating it, because honestly, they always put their magnets on my fridge, which I don't mind. Hey, that's what magnets are for. But they really enjoy being in their room now, and it kind of gives them a sense and something else to do besides just playing with toys all day. So like I said, I really do like those lines on the floor. It's completely satisfying for me. So if you guys have made it this far in the video, thank you so much for watching. And until next time, I will see you guys soon. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.